So why don't we take a little virtual cruise through this new exhibit? Our partner and co-curator Steven Peters is on board tonight, and I'm going to have him talk to us about that. But before we kick off our little tour, we're going to do a short video, which is from Captured 1614. It's an exhibit that's part of our story that was created by Steven Peters and the SmokeSygnals Company for Plymouth 400 and the Indian Spiritual Cultural Training Council. It's consisting of Wampanoag cast and crew, and I thought it would be really good to educate you this evening and share a little bit about this fantastic and fascinating story with as many people online tonight. Afterwards, we'll be happy to take some questions from our audience after the tour. Let's watch the tour.
Before there was Plymouth Colony, there was Patuxet, a coastal village of Wampanoag people populated mostly in the warmest season. Our people lived inland during the winter, and in the spring, our new year, when the earth woke up and new life came to plants and animals, the birds and the trees, they moved to the coast. The Patuxet men cast their machine into the harbor and fished. The women planted and tended their gardens, and the children played on the beach. Then, when the cold wind blew the dry leaves back to the earth, the people of Patuxet would move inland where the winter wasn't so harsh. These people laughed and sang and danced to the beat of the drum wherever they went. One can imagine it was a happy life until the summer of 1614. That was the year Captain John Smith commanded a fleet of ships touring the New England coastal region. Among that fleet was a ship with a captain called Thomas Hunt. Upon his departure to return to England, Captain Smith instructed Captain Hunt to embark on one more landing and go to Patuxet and trade with the natives there. Captain Hunt was to get some fish and beaver pelts in exchange for things like blankets, knives, and metal pots. These things were quite a novelty to the people of Patuxet, so they sent a party of young men with furs to visit Hunt's ship that was anchored in the harbor. But instead of trading, the 20 men who boarded Hunt's ship were tricked. They were tackled and beaten and restrained below deck, captured to be sold as slaves. None but one was ever known to return home. His name was Tisquantum. He came to be known as Squanto. Everyone seems to know his story, but not so much about how Squanto came to be the English-speaking Wampanoag who helped Plymouth Pilgrims survive. Today, many Wampanoag people still survive. 5 bands of Wampanoag are recognized by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, including the Assonet, Chappaquiddick, Herring Pond, Pocasset, and Seekonk people. 2 Wampanoag tribes are federally acknowledged sovereign nations, including the Oquinta Wampanoag on the island of Martha's Vineyard, numbering more than 1,000, and my people, nearly 2,000 Master Wampanoag based on Cape Cod. All the people engaged in the design and development of this exhibit, researching and writing, posing for images, and performing in video are Wampanoag. This is our story.
Wow, thank you so much, David, for sharing that introductory video with our guests today. And I'm Steven Peters. That was the first video that we developed for this exhibit 6 years ago, actually. Since then, we've developed now over an hour of video that sits permanently in the Provincetown Museum and Monument. And for this exhibit as well, we actually developed several videos that are specific just to Provincetown. And we were able to do that by utilizing talent right in your community as well. And most notably with our film producer, DKR, Furman and Jay, who were just so unbelievably careful in bringing the story to life in a cinematic way. And we think it just brings the whole history forward in a way that people can relate to it. And the images that we have in the exhibit as well, they're just these large, beautiful images on each canvas, again, using some of your own homegrown talent with Lise King, the photographer, just capturing images in such a powerful way. And there's so much to be told. And the way that it is told, like the introductory video that you just saw, is from the perspective and voice of the Wampanoag, which makes this a truly unique experience for the guests that come in. It's using the history that was left behind by the Europeans, but sharing it in a way that previously had not been told. So we really hope that you enjoy it. But I think probably what's better than me just running through every part and chapter of this exhibit is maybe if we show you just a short video to let you at least see the space, and hopefully you'll come back soon to be able to spend over an hour or so going through each piece carefully. And what we wanted to do when we created this exhibit was allow people to walk through time. So they come in and they're able to start see some of those major events that happened starting in 1605 and moving through to 1614, where we introduced people to the village of Patuxet. And know that that village of Patuxet became Plymouth Colony, and there were people that were there that were pivotal in history, including Tisquantum, who we all know as Squanto, and how he was taken slave from Patuxet. We then moved ahead to 1616, where we want to show people just how vast the Wampanoag territory was. And we did that by creating a map using linguistics and census records that we're able to put together. We also left a place where there can be artifacts that are rotated in that are specific here to the Pilgrim experience. And we allow visitors to continue to move ahead in time to a period 1616 to 1619 that we call the Great Dying, where there was a plague that just ripped through the Wampanoag Nation, killing upwards of 100,000 Wampanoag in just a few short years. We then have 1619, the return of Tisquantum. He comes back and finds all are gone. Such a just powerful video that was created there again by our friends at DKR. Then we have the Mayflower, which has continued to stand there, but we opened that wall up. So now you can see the entire Mayflower, which previously you could not do that. It allows people to get a lot closer to that space. On this side of the case here, we have a space for native specific artifacts. We have some beadwork, some quill work in those boxes, which is just gorgeous. Some wampum, which is very specific to the area here and to the telling of the Wampanoag story. 1620, Provincetown at its point in history with the Mayflower Compact, the first washing, and the first encounter as well. And we really explore those events both in the panels and the videos. And we have some key people here that we wanted to bring forward, including Usamiquin, Bradford, and Awashanks, who would have been negotiating some of those early peace treaties that were developed. When you come to the end of the exhibit, we wanted people to see what previously was here on the walls, because that is part of history. So we put a space in where we could show what was inaccurate about the story that previously had lived in the museum and why it was changed. We also bring it forward to some more contemporary times with the stereotypes that continue to plague Wampanoags since the 1960s. So we really hope you come in and you enjoy the exhibit. Thank you for watching it.